Well, I don't think anybody was expecting that one. Oh my goodness. Tyson Fury got dropped. Man, that was nuts. I still can't believe he got dropped by Francis Ngannou. Like, I'm more so impressed than shocked because if you guys watch this channel, you guys haven't seen anything about this fight leading up to this fight. And a lot of that comes from the fact that I was a little bit like skeptical about what was going to happen just because heavyweights, in my opinion, I always have this opinion, it's always controversial and people give me hate about it, but I always say that heavyweights are the hardest hitting, but they're the least talented. And I know it's a pop-in division, and I understand that the heavyweight division used to be the golden division. It typically produces, the most exciting fights because there's always a knockout, but there's a reason why, and that's because there's less of skill and more so, power. That's why guys like Tyson Fury get so much credit and have been so successful within the sport of boxing because they have talent and still have that power. Tyson Fury has a lot of talent compared to guys like Deontay Wilder, but Deontay Wilder, if you look at him, he really just has that one-shot power. Let's be real. He's a great fighter, but he's not much of a high IQ boxer, if that makes sense. He's more of that one shot, stop you, put you to sleep. And Francis Ngannou, same type of thing, but at the same time, his boxing really did impress me. I don't think anybody expected it to go like that. I wasn't sure it was going to be a knockout for sure, but to see it actually go 10 rounds and to see it actually be somewhat of a chess match was very surprising to me. I was impressed. And it was said on the broadcast, and I agree, that was probably the best crossover performance from an MMA fighter that we've ever seen. And we like to talk about how could this possibly happen? How could this possibly take place where a heavyweight boxing champion who's never lost gets dropped by an MMA fighter? And to tell you the truth, it wouldn't happen at a lower weight class. This only happens because they're heavyweights. The heavyweights are more vulnerable. This wouldn't happen if it was a lighter weight guy because the lightweights in boxing, those guys are much faster and much more elite. Not to say that Tyson Fury is not elite. I don't want to sound like I'm switching up on the sport of boxing, but let's be real. The heavyweight division in any sport is probably more so boxing. The UFC and MMA is different, but for boxing, I always say that if you have a little bit of IQ, you have the potential to be world champion of the heavyweight division because most of these guys, they're just big and they have power. They don't have to make weight. They don't have to work on conditioning. So they feel like they have to rely on just big shots. And Tyson Fury, it looks like he underestimated Francis Ngannou. It looked like he wasn't ready for anything that Francis was going to bring. And people like to talk about how Deontay Wilder, he was a big dude as well, but it's different against a guy like Francis because Francis has that muscle mass as well, and he had his legs under him throughout the whole fight. He got a little bit tired after the knockdown took place, and you could see his legs get a little bit heavy, but at the same time, he was never really out of it and out on his feet like Deontay Wilder was. That's why the fight went the way it did. It was really entertaining. I enjoyed the fight. Do I think they should run it back? I think they should definitely run it back because that was a more competitive fight than Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. Don't get me wrong, like seeing Deontay Wilder get knocked out, like that stuff's crazy. Maybe it's more exciting. I'd argue it's more exciting, but this is much more competitive if that makes sense because Francis knows how to be light on his feet. He knows how to be a little bit more agile as compared in comparison to Deontay Wilder, who's very stiff, very slow, and he's explosive, but in terms of, I just mean like the fast twitch muscles, the reaction time, the ability to counter, I think that Deontay Wilder just has that one shot, bam, put you to sleep, where Francis also has that, but in addition, he can box. So we saw Tyson Fury get dropped, got caught behind the ear. It was a nice shot, it was a clean shot. Tyson Fury got a little bit too careless, overzealous, and got countered with a clean shot right on the equilibrium, behind the ear from Francis Ngannou, which is no easy shot to take. It was a big left hook, very interesting, very powerful. You could see, in the video that Francis really did land that shot clean, and it just was a devastating shot. I was actually shocked that he was able to land that, but it was a very short left hook, and I was impressed. That's actually his punch, but it looked good from a boxing perspective. It didn't look like a little slap. It looked like he had a little bit of power behind it, a little push as well. So he had good force behind it, some torque. So you could say he put the heavyweight champion of boxing down. Like that's no little achievement. So he should definitely take that as a victory. As far as it being, you know, a competitive decision, I really thought it could have gone either way. I think that Tyson Fury probably had more control and was more consistent throughout the other rounds. But when Francis Ngannou fought in spurts and had success in multiple points throughout the fight, which was, you know, very impressive to me. I was surprised. I thought Tyson Fury would still be able to outclass him, but, you know, Francis Ngannou was right there with him competing. You know, his feet looked good. You know, his head movement looked good. He had a game plan, and he didn't abandon it until, you know, after the knockdown, but still had his moments, and it was a great fight. It was very entertaining. I enjoyed it. Hopefully it takes place again. But let me know in the comments what you guys thought about this. Is Deontay Wilder and Francis Ngannou like a big fight? I think that's a mega fight, but hey man, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. Do we want to see the rematch between Francis Ngannou and Tyson Fury, or should we see Francis Ngannou and Deontay Wilder next? Because I think that'd be a crazy one. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. But thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.
That's going to do it for another NASFight Media video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been your boy, Matt Nabong, with another video. Hope you guys enjoyed it all. Thank you guys for the constant support. Salute to y'all always. It's been your boy.